have a heart attack and 4 times as likely to have a stroke. Rats. Let's figure out if we can help them. Hit it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's do this. Woo, 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 woo. We got to get these guys, man. We got to get them sleeping better. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Welcome to a fresh new episode of the Fitness Avengers, where we fight fat, frustration, and fitness fakes. I'm your host, master trainer, and author Tony Arreola from TotalBodyProject.com, and I'm on a personal mission to simplify fitness for you. Coming at you every Monday night at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Facebook and YouTube live. All right. Now, how'd you sleep last night? Chances are you might have had like social lag. Maybe you didn't sleep the greatest. Or you always hear this, I'll sleep when I'm dead. Well, if you keep it up, you'll be dead a lot faster. If you're jumping on live, make sure you say hello, say hi. Woo! Today's Hola, Dinah. Hola. Love the hat. Great. It's going to be a good show, Dinah. We're going to talk about the importance of sleep. How do we optimize sleep, and how exactly this whole sleep thing works, and what we can do to solve that unique solution for everybody. Use the hashtag LiveFit. Thank you for everybody who's jumped on the program. We got 20 online coaching clients who are going to be starting their journey through the LiveFit coaching program. So I'm very grateful for you guys. Thank you for the chance to help you guys build the very best version of you. This is something that people tell me. But what about if I can't figure sleep out? And that's a hard question, but we're going to try to tackle that today. We're going to try to come up with unique strategies that can help you really optimize sleep. Say hello, comment, say hi. If you're watching the replay, say hello. Or if you're having like some people sometimes have this sleep anxiety and trying to this angst over sleep. And I get it. It can be problematic at times, but I promise you, it's something that you need to solve. You need to come up with your own individual solution, and kind of like a Rubik's Cube, figure it out. And then once you get it figured out, then you can keep that for the rest of your life. So I'll tell you right now, sleep is the most underutilized performance drug in the world. It's the secret hack to life, to feeling great, to staying young, to improving skills, to learning new ability, to have a stronger immune system. Everything just gets better with sleep. And the hard part is that some people know this and still don't do it, or some people just don't value it enough. But I used to believe that it was kind of one of the 5 components, was like, get sleep right, nutrition, exercise. But you want to think of sleep as the actual pillar, the bottom, the foundation of great health. Because once you get sleep figured out and you start sleeping for optimum performance, for peak performance, which is what we're going to be talking about today, is how do we get you to that next level? So you're not just surviving, but really putting out your best effort out into the world, retaining information and performing at a really high cognitive level. Because the truth is, I'm studying sleep, peak performance for sleep for athletes. And we've heard about, athletes like LeBron James, Usain Bolt, all these guys that are just performing at an incredibly high level who really value sleep. But in today's world, we are also mental athletes. Now in the era of a knowledge worker, where your brain and your thinking and your cognitive ability really determine your value to society, you need to perform at a higher level. And that can only happen with good sleep, because inadequate sleep really costs you as far as your impaired thinking ability. You're not going to be able to retain as much information. Memory suffers. You get early onsets of dementia, Alzheimer's, and honestly, a lot of chronic illness and chronic pain happens from not having enough sleep. Because as we're learning more about the brain, there's this things called a neurogenesis and neuroplasticity. And neurogenesis basically means that your brain is still forming, it's still growing new brain cells, new neurons are still forming, but the only time they form is when you're encountering really deep NREM sleep. That's the only place you get human growth hormone. You build your immune system. You really build new brain cells in this area of sleep that is coupled with good nutrition will really help you keep building brain cells so that as you get older, my oldest client is 95, then you can really have a really strong brain and start not, like having these, memory losses or memory lapses or feeling like you're not performing well. Neuroplasticity, it basically tells that the brain is plastic or it's malleable. And what that means is that when you learn new things like reading more, solving more problems, creating new ideas, your brain is these neurons are forming, developing different habits. But the only time they form is when you're asleep. So if you're not sleeping right, then you're not going to have this ability to get this neuroplasticity and this neurogenesis happening in the body. So now let's look at, we understand that, okay, I get it, T. Sleep is important. I know I need to sleep. So how do we promote sleep? And today I'm going to share with you some tips that you can start employing and start working this puzzle until you can solve it for yourself and really maximize your sleep. The first thing that you want to do is you want to get more sunlight. And the reason that sunlight is important is because it's going to help produce serotonin. And serotonin is the precursor to melatonin. So we want more serotonin in the body, and this comes from actually getting a lot more sunlight. So the first thing that you want to do is once you get up, you want to go ahead and get outside and get some natural light. Get outside. Natural light is very bright. It's really good for your body, but 30 minutes a day can really help tell your body that you're awake. Because if you think about it, it's only like the last 100 years that humans have really struggled with sleep. We're not sleeping enough. It's kind of like a badge of honor, but to produce at a high level, you have to be able to sleep right. Because, in some studies that they've done, people that are slightly sleep deprived make 14% more errors, and then they have to repeat tasks. 20% more likely to repeat tasks. So you're going to be, even though you're going to be doing work, you're going to have to redo it, and it's going to probably be wrong. And that's what happens when you don't sleep enough. You're just not performing at a high level. The next thing you want to do is when you're getting ready to go to bed. I sleep early, so we go to bed. It's still kind of sunlight. Is you want to start dimming screens, getting rid of blue light, dimming the room. Get rid of if you have a phone, make sure you put that phone on like a gray time. That gray scale. That's a lot of them have sleep mode now. So you really want to get rid of that artificial light, because the light tells your body that you're awake. And if you're trying to go to sleep, that's not what you want. We want to tell the body like, hey, it's time to go to bed. And really, so you can start developing a ritual, kind of like a bedtime routine that's going to get your body ready to go to sleep. But to be really a high performer and really, focus on, as being an athlete, a mental athlete, all these things, a good husband, a good spouse, to just be a really high performer, you want to work on these bookends, which is getting yourself ready to go to bed at night, getting a good routine down, and waking up at the right time and getting a good morning routine down. If you can get those two bookends solidified, which is difficult, it's not easy, but if you can figure that stuff out, then you're really setting yourself up for success. So make sure that you avoid those fake lights at night, because they're going to keep you awake. Caffeine. I know caffeine is a sensitive topic for a lot of people, and it lasts in your body anywhere about 5 to 6 hours, maybe longer, depending on how sensitive you are to caffeine. But you want to have like a curfew, a cutoff for the caffeine, so that you're not, because even if you can fall asleep with caffeine, it'll keep you up. It won't let you get that really deep stage, those deep stages of sleep that you need to be successful, because that's really what you need. You want quantity, right? But quality is also very important when it comes to sleep. So if you're thinking about, what the cutoff time for caffeine is, for most people, it's going to be about 2:00 to cut off caffeine. If you're really sensitive, could be a lot earlier, or maybe no caffeine at all. So think about where you're at. If you're watching, hit those emojis. Hit those emoji party. Yeah. And even in Vegas, I think we ended up going to sleep like at 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. or something like that. Because I like sleep. Sleep is good. It makes me feel good. I really enjoy it. So you're watching watching it live, comment, drop an emoji. If you're watching on YouTube, all that good stuff. Now, when it comes to mastering sleep, there's two giant factors that come into play. There's sleep drive, which happens right when you get up. Right when you get up, you start developing the sleep drive. It starts kind of going up, going up. You see it as you go throughout the day, getting your steps, working out, going throughout your whole day, your sleep drive really increases. And you also have this thing called the circadian rhythm. And what that means is that your body's naturally going to want to go to sleep and wake up at certain times. So when you hit this natural, you start feeling kind of sleepy, like, oh, I kind of want to go to sleep, and your sleep drive is high, that's the optimal time to go to sleep. If you miss that window, you get what's called a second wind. And what that basically means is that now you're still kind of wired and still have some more energy in you, and you miss that window to go to bed. But I know people get upset because ideally you want to go to sleep around, plus or minus 30 minutes all the time, even on weekends, because usually what happens is that people stay up later on Friday night or Saturday night, right? So they, and they wake up later. So they're missing this natural rhythm that they've had throughout the week. And then on Monday morning comes, they got to shorten back up and try to go to sleep early. So there's this phenomenon called social jet lag that happens Monday morning. And basically, as I talked about earlier, when I started to show heart attacks go up on Monday mornings, a lot of times it's because people are not sleeping the right patterns. And I wish I could tell you like, oh yeah, you can kind of catch up on the sleep and it doesn't really matter. But unfortunately, for good quality of sleep, that rhythm really matters. That drive really matters. So if you're looking to perform at a high level, you're gonna have to set like that wake time and that sleep time. And I know it's not really a popular answer, and a lot of people discredit and don't really want to hear about sleep, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you want great health, if you want to, feel good, if you want to perform at a high level, you're gonna have to take care of your sleep, because you have this thing called leptin and ghrelin as well. So when you don't get enough sleep, your brain doesn't get a chance to clean itself. And so what happens is that different parts of the brain will tend to crave fattier foods. So then not only are you dumber, you're also craving fattier foods when you don't sleep enough. And you'll know that as well. You'll feel that in your body. And sometimes what saddens me with people with sleep, and I to help them coach them through sleep, is if you fix the sleep, a lot of times you can fix whatever ailments you have, whether it be chronic back pain, shoulder pain, leg pain. If you fix the sleep, a lot of times these things go away. But it's not easy, and it's an equation that you have to solve, but it's worth the battle. The next thing that we want is to, when you go to set up your room, is that you want to have a sleep sanctuary, and you want to be thinking about like kind of like the Garden of Eden. You want that room to be very quiet. If you want like the background noise, you can have like, we have a little noise maker that puts on little showers. Shh. You want to make sure it's cool, so it's got to be like 67 degrees, 68 degrees, nice and cool, so that doesn't wake you up, because your body will increase. Your body temperature will increase when you're asleep. You want to make sure it's really, really dark in there and really, really quiet, unless you have that background noise. You also want really clean air. So you have a defibrillator or anything, an air purifier, something that will help you get in there. You want aromas. You can have lavender. You can have different types of scents. But you really want that bedroom, to be a place where only romance or sleep happens. You definitely don't want to be doing any type of work in there. You want to make sure that the body and the brain habitually associate the bed with romance or a place to rest and relax. So you want to be looking forward to going to bed. You want to be thinking of sleep as a mini vacation that you get to take every night. And the morning you wake up refreshed, vibrant. You wake up feeling good and you're ready to tackle the day. Or we say, seize the day. So think about your sleep environment and what little improvements you can make in order to make this thing just be awesome. I know that a lot of times you can be doing this stuff and it might not work. You may get stuck. I get clients a lot that get stuck in loops where their brain goes over the same thing over and over. And there's a certain reason that happens, because when you're sleeping and when you're laying down without the TV on or without anything on, that might be the only time during the day that you're very quiet and still, and then you're alone with your thoughts. If this is the case, a lot of times these thoughts can go spin out of control. And when you're laying down, you're sleeping, because sleeping is kind of a vulnerable state. You're really, you can, essentially the people can kill you when you're asleep, because you're very vulnerable. So if you start thinking about things that are causing you anxiety or are stress filled, it's gonna be really hard to let yourself go to sleep. And remember, you don't say I have to go to sleep. Said I get to, or I let myself go to sleep, because sleep is a different type of state that you really want to be really relaxed in. And if you're finding yourself like kind of like stuck, you can do what's called a worry journal. This works with some of my clients. They can write down all their thoughts so their thoughts don't spin in that same type of loop. You can dedicate like 10, 15 minutes of actual just worry time, or you can be alone with your thoughts and just write down all your worries. You can also induce brainwaves like that happen in sleep through meditation, through deep breathing. But you want to have what's called the contingency plan. And what that means is, if you're getting stuck in a loop and you feel like, hey, I'm trying these things and it's not working, I'm not being able to fall asleep, then you want to leave the bed, go somewhere else, and then come back in when you're tired again or you're sleepy again. Because what you definitely don't want is, you don't want your brain associating the bed with anxiety or some place where you can't rest, because that's an easy way to make sure that you don't get peaceful sleep. And sleep, like we've talked about, it's super important. So you want to make sure that you protect that and you fight for that any way you can. So let's do these things, right? What if these things don't work for me? Right? I get it. People say like, this stuff doesn't work. I get it, T. I want to sleep right, but I just can't. And here's my honest advice on this is, you're going to have to solve this problem. It's that important. And maybe you're not going to go from, like 6 to 9 hours of sleep. Maybe that's like you, but you want to look for tiny marginal improvements that you can sustain over time. And it's like a continuum. You just get better every day, but it's a battle that you have to have, because sleep is going to keep you young. It's going to keep your brain healthy. It's going to keep your body. It's going to build your immune system. With this COVID thing running around, I know it's like another wave coming. I think I gave away all my masks too. So now I got to find my masks. But you want to keep working on this solution so that eventually you solve it for you. And once you solve it for you, then you can just celebrate, because then things are golden after that. So thank you guys for everyone that applied to the Live Fit 365 coaching program. We got 20 new clients in there. I'm super excited to help you. If you're thinking about joining, I don't know if I can get you in, but send me a message and we can talk, jump on a call, and see if this would be a right fit for you. The curriculum is starting on Wednesday, and we'll be going 9 weeks, be teaching you everything that I know from the past 18 years to help you build a fit life, a life that I feel like everyone deserves. So thank you guys all for jumping on board. Love you guys. If you're not part yet of the Fitness Avengers group, jump in there. I really enjoy everyone that's in there, and it's thriving now that hopefully this COVID thing is over. And if you don't have a vaccine yet, get your vaccine. That way you don't get sick. But thank you so much for jumping on, guys. And thank you everyone who's trusting me with this Live Fit coaching program. And remember, it's your time to live your life fit. Please like, share, and comment. Next week, I'm going to talk to you about how to end emotional eating. And emotional eating is something that people have struggled with. If you want more tips on sleeping, go check out Sean Stevenson's Sleep Smarter book. Fantastic book, 21 strategies to help you sleep smarter. So thank you guys. My name is Tony Arreola. I'm an NASM master trainer, author, and you're the reason I exist. So thank you guys so much for showing up. And it's time to live your life fit. Yeah, take it away, Courtney. Is she a cartoon? No, she's a cartoon.
Thank you for watching the Fitness Avenger live show. If you like the show, make sure to like it and share.
Came to make an appearance.
Please join us next week on Facebook Live.
So thank you guys.
This week's show is brought to you by our close friends at Total Body Project. Visit TotalBodyProject.com for more info.